Om Adi Shankaras Tattva bodha Ganapati Dhyanam Shuklam Bharadaram Vishnum Shashivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasanna Dhyayet Sarva Vighnopashantaye Shri Mahaganadhipataye Namaha Guru Dhyanam Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha Gurur Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shivadi Gurubhyo Namaha Atha Adi Shankaras Tattva bodha Om Shri Shankara Bhagavat Padacharya Pranitaha. Invocation. Vasudevendra Yogintram Natva Jnanapradam Gurum Mumukshunam Hitarthaya Tattva Bodhobhidiyate. Having saluted Sri Vasudeva, the king of yogis, the Guru who is the bestower of jnana, that is, the knowledge of the truth, the tattva bodha, that is, the knowledge of the truth, is expounded for the benefit of the seekers of liberation. Sadhana chatushtaya sampannadhikarinam moksha sadhana bhutam tattva viveka prakaram vakshyamaha. We will now explain for those who are endowed with the fourfold qualifications, that is sadhana chatushtaya, the mode of discrimination, which is the means of liberation. Sadhana chatushtaya, the fourfold qualification. Sadhana chatushtayam kim? What are the fourfold qualifications? Nitya nitya vastu vivekaha, the capacity to discriminate between the permanent and the impermanent. Iha mutrartha phalabhoga viragaha, dispassion to the enjoyment of the fruits of one's actions here and hereafter. Shamadhi Shatka Sampattihi, the group of 6 accomplishments beginning with Shama. Mumukshutvam Cheti, the yearning for liberation. Viveka or discrimination. Nitya nitya vastu vivekaha kaha. What is meant by the discrimination between the eternal and the ephemeral? Nityavastvekam Brahma tadvyatiriktam sarvamanityam ayameva nitya nityavastu vivekaha. Brahman alone is the one nitya vastu, the eternal factor. Everything else is anitya, that is impermanent. This conviction is the discrimination between the eternal and the ephemeral. Vairagya, dispassion. Viragaha kaha. What is dispassion? Iha swarga bhogeshu icharahityam. The absence of desire for the enjoyment of the fruits of one's actions in this world as also in the other world. Sadhana Shatka Sampatti. Shamadhi Sadhana Sampattihi ka. What are the accomplishments of sadhana starting with Shama? Shamodama Uparamasthitiksha Shraddha Samadhanam cha iti. They are Shama, Dhamma, Uparama, Titiksha, Shraddha and Samadhana. Shama. Shamaha kaha. What is Shama? Manonigraha. Control or mastery over the mind. Dama. Damaha kaha. What is Dama? Chakshuradibahyendriya nigraha. Control of the external sense organs such as the eyes, etc. Uparama or Uparati. Uparamaha kaha. What is Uparama? Swadharmanushtanameva. Strict observance of one's own dharma or duty. Titiksha. Titiksha ka. What is Titiksha? Shitoshna sukadhukkadi sahishnutvam. The endurance of heat and cold, pleasure and pain, etc. Shraddha. Shraddha kiddashi. What is the nature of Shraddha? Guru Vedanta Vakyadishu Vishwasaha Shraddha. Faith in the words of the Guru and in the scriptures is Shraddha. Samadhana. Samadhanam kim. What is Samadhana? Chittaikagrata. Single-pointedness of the mind is Samadhana. Mumukshutvam. Mumukshutvam kim. What is Mumukshutvam? Moksho me bhuyad iti ichha. Let me attain moksha or liberation. This intense yearning is Mumukshutvam. Etat sadhana chatushtayam. These are the fourfold qualifications. Tatastatva vivekasyadhikarino bhavanti. Thereafter, that is, after having acquired these fourfold qualifications, they become adhikaris, that is, persons fit for the inquiry into the truth. Tattva Viveka or inquiry into truth. The teacher next indicates the nature of the inquiry, that is Viveka, into the truth, that is Tattva. Tattva Vivekaha kaha. What is Tattva Viveka? Atma Satyam Tadanyat Sarvam Mithyeti. Atman alone is real. All things other than that are unreal. This firm conviction is called Tattva Viveka. Atma kaha. What or who is Atman? Sthula Sukshma Karana Sharirad Vyatiriktaha Panchakoshatitaha San Avasthatraya Sakshi Satchidananda Swarupaha San Yastishtati Sa Atma. That which is other than the Sthula, Sukshma and Karana Shariras, that is gross, subtle and casual bodies, which is beyond the five sheaths, which is the witness of the three states of awareness, which is the nature of Sat Chit Ananda, that is existence, knowledge, bliss, is Atma. The five sheaths, Panchakosha. Sthula Shariram Kim. What is Sthula Sharira or the gross body? Panchikrita Pancha Mahabhutaihi Kritam Satkarmajanyam Sukha Dukkadi Bhogayatanam Shariram Asti Jayate Vardhate Viparinamate Apakshiyate Vinashyatiti Shadvikara Vadetat sthula shariram. That which is composed of the 5 Mahabhutas or elements after they have undergone the process of Panchikarana, born as a result of good actions of the past, the tenement to earn the experiences of Sukha, Dukkha, and the like, and subject to 6 modifications, namely, is born, grows, changes, decays, and dies, is the gross body. Sukshma Shariram Kim. What is the Sukshma Sharira or the subtle body? Apanchikrita Pancha Mahabhutaihi Kritam Satkarmajanyam Sukha Dukkadi Bhoga Sadhanam Pancha Jnanendriyani Pancha Karmendriyani Pancha Pranadayaha Manaschaikam Buddhischaica evam Saptadasha Kalabihi Saha Yattishtati Tat Sukshma Shariram. That which is composed of 5 Mahabhutas or elements prior to their undergoing the process of Panchikarana, born of good actions of the past, the instruments for the experiences of pleasure, pain, etc., constituted of the 17 items, namely 5 Panchendriyas, sense organs, 5 Karmendriyas, that is the organs of action, the 5 Pranas, Prana, Apana, Udana, Samana, and Vyana, the mind and the intellect is the subtle body. Jnanendriyas are organs of perception. Shrotram Tvak Chakshuhu Rasana Ghranam iti Pancha Jnanendriyani. Ear, skin, that is sense of touch, eyes, tongue, sense of taste, and the nose, smell. These are the 5 Jnanendriyas or organs of perception. Shrotrasya Digdevata. The presiding deity of the ear is space. Tvacho Vayuhu. Of the skin, that is touch, the air. Chakshushaha Suryaha. Of the eyes, the sun. Rasanaya Varunaha. Of the tongue, that is taste, is Varuna, the principle of water. Ghranasya Ashvinau. Of the smell, that is nose, the Ashwini Kumars, twins. Iti Jnanendriya Devataha. Thus, the aforesaid are the presiding deities of the organs of perception. Shrotrasya Vishayaha Shabdagrahanam. The field of experience for the ear is the reception of sound. Tvacho Vishayaha Sparshagrahanam. For the skin, the field of experience is the cognition of touch. Chakshusho Vishayaha Rupagrahanam. For the eyes, the field of experience is the perception of forms. Rasanaya Vishayaha Rasagrahanam. For the tongue, the field of experience is the cognition of taste. Ghranasya Vishayaha Gandhagrahanam iti. And of the nose, the field of experience is the cognition of smell. Karma Indriyas, that is organs of action. Vak Padi Pada Payu Upasthani iti Pancha Karmendriyani. Speech, hands, legs, anus, and the genitals are the 5 Karmendriyas or the organs of action. Vacho Devata Vannihi. The presiding deity for the speech is fire. Hastayor Indraha. Of the hands, Indra. Padayor Vishnuhu. Of the feet, Vishnu. payor mrityuhu. Of the anus, that is the organ of excretion, is mrityu, the lord of death. Upasthasya prajapatihi. For the genitals, prajapati. Iti karmendriya devataha. Thus, the presiding deities for the organs of action. Vacho vishayaha bhashanam. The function of the organ of speech is to speak. Panayor vishayaha vastu grahanam. The function of the hands is to grasp things. Padayor vishayaha gamanam. The function of the legs is locomotion. Payor vishayaha malatyagaha. The function of the anus, that is the excretory organ, is the elimination of waste products. Upasthasya vishayaha ananda iti. The function of the genital organs is pleasure, that is procreation. Now, karana sharira or casual body. Karana shariram kim. What is the casual body? Anirvachyanadhya vidyarupam shariradvayasya karanamatram satsvarupajnanam nirvikalpaka rupam yadasti tat karana shariram. That which is inexplicable, beginningless, and in the form of avidya or ignorance of the reality, the cause for the other two bodies, that is the subtle and the gross, ignorant of one's own real nature, that is self, free from duality or division, is the karana sharira or the casual body. Avasthatraya or the three states. After the discussion of the gross, subtle and the casual bodies, the three states of consciousness are described. Avasthatrayam kim. What are the three states of experience? Jagrat, Swapna, Sushuptyavasthaha. They are the waking, the dream, and the deep sleep states. Jagrat avastha or the waking state. Jagrat avastha ka. What is the waking state? Shrotradi jnanendriyaihi shabdhadi vishayaischa jnayate iti yat sa jagrat avastha. Sthula sharirabhimani atma vishwa ityuchyate. The state of experience in which the sense objects, that is sound, etc., are perceived through the sense organs, ear, etc., is the waking state. The self-identifying itself with the gross body is called Vishwa. Now, Swapna Avastha or dream state. Swapna Avastha keti chet Jagradavasthayam yad drishtam yad shrutam tajjani tavasanaya nidra samaye ya prapanchaha pratiyate sa swapnavastha. Sukshma sharirabhimani atma taijasa ityuchyate. For the question, what is swapnavastha, that is the dream state, the explanation is the world that is projected while in sleep from the impressions born out of what has been seen or heard in the waking state is called dream or the dream state. The self identifying itself with the subtle body is called Taijasa. Atha Sushuptyavastha ka. Then what is the deep sleep state? Aham kimapi na janami sukhena maya nidranubhuyata iti sushuptyavastha. The state about which one says later, I did not know anything, I have well enjoyed a good sleep, is the deep sleep state. Karana sharirabhimani atma prajna ityuchyate. The self identifying itself with the casual body in the deep sleep state is called prajna. Prayena ajna, that is almost ignorant. Panchakoshas. The Panchakosha or the five sheaths are described next. Panchakoshaha ke. What are the five sheaths? Annamayaha, Pranamayaha, Manomayaha, Vijnanamayaha, Anandamayascheti. The food sheath, the vital air sheath, the mental sheath, the intellectual sheath, and the bliss sheath are the five sheaths. Annamaya kosha. Annamayaha kaha. What is the food sheath? Annarasenaiva bhutva annarasenaiva vruddhim prapya annarupa pritivyam yadviliyate tad annamayaha koshaha sthula shariram. That which is born of food, which grows by food, and which goes back to the earth, which is of the nature of the food, is called the food sheath. This is the grass body. Pranamaya kosha, that is vital air sheath. Pranamayaha kaha. What is the vital air sheath? Pranadhyaha panchavayavaha vagadindriya panchakam pranamayaha koshaha. The five physiological functions such as prana etc., that is prana, apana, vyana, udana and samana, together with the five organs of action, namely speech etc., form the pranamaya kosha, the vital air sheath. Manomaya kosha, that is mental sheath. Manomayaha koshaha kaha. What is the mental sheath? Manascha jnanendriya panchakam militva yo bhavati sa manomayaha koshaha. The mind and the five organs of perception together form the mental sheath. Vijnanamaya kosha, or the intellectual sheath. Vijnanamayaha kaha. What is the intellectual sheath? Buddhi jnanendriya panchakam militva yo bhavati sa vijnanamayaha koshaha. The intellect, along with the five organs of perception, together form the intellectual sheath. Anandamaya kosha, that is bliss sheath. Anandamayaha kaha. What is the bliss sheath? Evameva karana sharira bhuta vidhyastha malina sattvam priyadi vritti sahitam sat anandamayaha koshaha. Established in avidya, which is of the form of the casual body, of impure nature, united with the vrittis, that is, modifications like priya, moda, and pramoda. Etat kosha panchakam. These are the five sheaths. Panchakoshatita. Madiyam shariram madiyaha pranaha. Madiyam manascha madiya buddhir madiyam jnanam iti svenaiva jnayate tadhyata madiyatvena jnatam kataka kundala grihadikam swasmadrinnam tatha panchakoshadikam swasmadrinnam madiyatvena jnatamatma na bhavati. Just as bangles, earrings, houses, etc., known as mine, are all other than the knower, so too the five sheaths known by the self as my body, pranas, my mind, my intellect, and my knowledge should all be other than the knower, and so cannot be the Atman. Atman. Atma tarhi kaha. Then what is the Atman? Satchidananda Swarupaha. It is of the nature of Sat Chit Ananda, that is, existence, knowledge, bliss. Sat Kim. What is Sat? Kalatrayepi Tishtatiti Sat. Sat is that which remains unchanged in the three periods of time. Chit Kim. What is Chit? Jnana Swarupaha. It is of the nature of absolute knowledge. Anandaha Kaha. What is Ananda? Sukha Swarupaha. Of the nature of absolute happiness. Evam Satchidananda Swarupam Swatmanam Vijaniyat. Thus, one should know oneself to be of the nature of absolute existence, knowledge, bliss. Jagat, the universe. Atha Chaturvimshati Tattvotpatti Prakaram Vakshyamaha. Now we shall explain the evolution of the 24 tattvas. Brahmashraya Sattva Rajas Tamo Gunatmika Maya Asti. Depending on Brahman for its existence is Maya, which is of the nature of three gunas, Sattva, Rajas and Tamas. Evolution of the five elements. Tata Akashaha Sambhutaha. From that is Maya, Akasha is born. Akashad Vayuhu. From Akasha, Vayu, the air. Vayos Tejaha. From air, the fire. Tejasa Apaha. From fire, water. Abdayaha Prithvi. From water, the earth. Organs of perception. Etesham Panchatattvanam Madhye Akashasya Satvikamshat Shrotrendriyam Sambhutam. From among these five great elements, out of the sattvic aspect of Akasha, is evolved the ear, the organ of hearing. Vayoho Satvikamshat Tvagindriyam Sambhutam. From the sattvic aspect of Vayu, that is air, is evolved the skin, the organ of touch. Agnehe Satvikamshat Chakshurindriyam Sambhutam. From the sattvic aspect of fire is formed the eye. Jalasya Satvikamshat Rasanendriyam Sambhutam. From the sattvic aspect of water is formed the tongue, the organ of taste. Prithivyaha Satvikamshat Granendriyam Sambhutam. From the sattvic aspect of earth is formed the organ of smell, the nose. Antahkarana, or the mind. Etesham Panchatattvanam Samashti Satvikamshat Mano Buddhyahankara Chittantahkaranani Sambhutani. From the total sattvic content of these five elements, the antahkarana, the inner instruments constituted of the manas, buddhi, ahankara and chitta are formed. Sankalpa Vikalpatmakam Manaha. Manas is of the nature of indecision or doubt. Nishchayatmika Buddhihi. Intellect is of the nature of decision. Ahankarta Ahankaraha. I am the doer. This sense is the ego, Ahankara. Chintana Kartru Chittam. The thinking faculty or the faculty of recollections is Chitta. Manaso Devata Chandramaha. The presiding deity of the mind is the moon. Buddhe Brahma. For the intellect, the presiding deity is Brahma. Ahankarasya Rudraha. For the ego, it is Rudra. Chittasya Vasudevaha. For the Chitta, the presiding deity is Vasudeva. Evolution of the Rajas aspect. Etesham Panchatattvanam Madhye Akashasya Rajasamshat Vagindriyam Sambhutam. Among these 5 elements, from the Rajas aspect of space is formed the organ of speech. Vayoho Rajasamshat Panindriyam Sambhutam. From the Rajas aspect of Vayu, that is air, is formed the hand. Vannehe Rajasamshat Padendriyam Sambhutam. From the Rajas aspect of the fire is formed the leg. Jalasya Rajasamshat Upasthendriyam Sambhutam. From the Rajas aspect of water, the genitals are formed. Prithivya Rajasamshat Gudendriyam Sambhutam. From the Rajas aspect of earth, the anus is formed. Etesham Samashti Rajasamshat Panchapranaha Sambhutaha. From the total Rajas aspect of all these 5 elements, the 5 vital airs are born. Evolution of the Tamasic aspect. Etesham Panchatattvanam Tamasamshat Panchikrita Panchatattwani Bhavanti. From the Tamas aspect of these 5 subtle elements, the grossified 5 elements are born. Panchikaranam katham iti chet. Etesham Panchamahabhutanam Tamasamsha Swarupam Ekamekam Bhutam Dvidha Vibhajya Ekamekam Ardham Prithak Tushnim Vyavasthapya Aparam Aparamardham Chaturdham Vibhajya Swardha Manyeshu Ardheshu Swabhaga Chatushtaya Samyojanam Karyam. Tada Panchikaranam Bhavati. If it is asked how this Panchikaranam or grossification takes place, it is as follows. The tamas aspect of each of 5 elements divide into 2 equal parts. One half of each remains intact. The other half of each gets divided into 4 equal parts. Then, to the intact half of the one element, 1/8 portion of each of the other 4 elements gets joined. Then, Panchikarana, that is the process by which the subtle elements become gross elements, is complete. Etebhyah Panchikrita Panchamahabhutebhyah Sthula Shariram Bhavati. From these 5 grossified elements, the gross body is formed. Evam Pinda Brahmandayoraikyam Sambhutam. Thus, there is the identity between the Pindanda and the Brahmanda, that is, microcosm and the macrocosm. Sthula Sharirabhimani Jivanamakam Brahma Pratibimbam Bhavati. Sa eva Jivaha Prakritya Swasmat Ishwaram Bhinnatvena Janati. The reflection, as it were, of Brahman in the Sukshma Sharira, which identifies itself with the gross body, is called Jiva. This Jiva, by nature or ignorance, takes Ishvara to be different from himself. Avidyopadihi san Atma Jiva ityuchyate. The awareness, that is Atma, conditioned by the Upadhi, namely Avidya, is called Jiva. Mayopadihi san Ishvara ityuchyate. The awareness conditioned by Maya is known as Ishvara. Evam Upadhi Vedat Jiveshwara Veda Drishtihi Yavat Paryantam tishtati tavat paryantam janma maranadi rupa samsaro na nivartate. So long as the notion, which is due to difference in the conditionings, that Jiva and Ishvara are different, remains, until such time there is no redemption from samsara, which is of the form of repeated birth, death, etc. Tasmat karananna jiveshwarayor beda buddhihi svikarya. Due to that reason, the notion that Jiva is different from Ishvara should not be accepted. Tattvam asi, that thou art. Nanu sahankarasya kinchijñasya jivasya nirahankarasya sarvajñasya ishvarasya tattvam asiti mahavakyat katham abheda buddhihi syad ubhayoho viruddha dharma krantatvat. But the jiva is endowed with ego and his knowledge is limited, whereas Ishvara is without ego and is omniscient. Then how can there be identity as stated in the Mahavakya Tat Tvam Asi, that thou art, between these two who are possessed of contradictory characteristics? Iti chenna sthula sukshma sharirabhimani tvam pada vachyarthaha upadhi vinirmuktam samadhi dasha sampannam shuddham chaitanyam tvam pada lakshyarthaha. If the doubt is so, no, it is not so. The literal meaning of the word thou is the one who identifies himself with the gross and subtle bodies, that is Jiva. The implied meaning of the word thou is pure awareness, which is free from all conditionings. Evam sarvajñatvadi vishishta ishvaraha tatpada vachyartaha. So also, the literal meaning of the word that is the Ishvara having omniscience, etc. Upadhi shunyam shuddha chaitanyam tat pada lakshyartaha. The implied meaning of the word that is the pure awareness free of all conditionings. Evam cha jiveshwarayo chaitanya rupena bhede bhadaka bhavaha. Thus, there is no contradiction regarding the identity between Jiva and Ishvara from the standpoint of awareness. Jivan Mukta. Evam cha Vedanta Vakyaihi Sadgurupadeshena cha Sarveshvapi Bhuteshu Yesham Brahma Buddhirutpanna te Jivan Muktaha Ityarthaha. Thus, by the words, that is teachings, of Vedanta imparted by a competent teacher, that is Sadguru, those in whom the knowledge of Brahman in all beings is born, they are the Jivan Muktas, that is liberated even while living. Nanu Jivan Muktaha Kaha. Then who exactly is Jivan Mukta? Yatha Dehoham Purushoham Brahmanoham Shudroham Asmiti Dhrida Nishchayastatha Naham Brahmanaha Na Shudraha Na Purushaha Kintu Asangaha Satchidananda Swarupaha Prakasha Rupaha Sarvantaryami Chidakasha Ruposmiti Dhrida Nishchaya Rupo Paroksha Jnanavan Jivan Muktaha. Just as one has a firm belief that I am the body, I am a man, I am a Brahmin, I am a Shudra, so also I am not a Brahmin, I am not a Shudra, I am not a man, but I am unattached of the nature Satchidananda, effulgent and indweller of all, the formless awareness. Thus, one having this firmly ascertained aparoksha jnana, that is, immediate knowledge, is the Jivan Mukta, freedom from bondage. Brahmaivahamasmiti aparoksha jnanena nikhila karma bandha vinirmuktaha syat. By the immediate knowledge, that is aparoksha jnana, that I am Brahman, one becomes free from bondage of all the karmas. Karma. Karmani katividhyani santiti chet agami sanchita prarabdha bhedena trividhani santi. If it is asked how many kinds of karma are there, the reply is, there are three kinds of karma, namely agami, sanchita and prarabdha. Jnanotpatyantaram jnani deha kritam punya-paparupam karma yadasti tadagamiti abhidiyate. The result of actions, good or bad, performed through the body of the jnani after the dawn of knowledge is known as agami. Sanchitam karma kim? What is sanchita karma? Ananta koti janmanam bijabhutam sat yat karma jatam purvarjitam tishtati tat sanchitam jneyam. The result of actions performed in all the previous births, which are in the seed form, to give rise to endless crores of births in future, is called sanchita or accumulated karma. Prarabdham karma kimiti chet. If it is questioned what is prarabdha karma, then idam shariram utpadya ihaloke evam sukha dukkadi pradam yat karma tat prarabdham bhogena nashtam bhavati prarabdha karmanam bhogadeva kshaya iti. Having given birth to this body, the actions which give results in this very world in the form of happiness or misery, and which can be destroyed only by enjoying or suffering them, is called prarabdha karma, freedom from bondage. Sanchitam karma brahmaivaham iti nischayatmaka jnanena nashyati. The sanchita karma is destroyed by the knowledge I am Brahman. Agami karma api jnanena nashyati kincha agami karmanam nalini dala gata jalavat jnaninam sambandho nasti. The agami karma is also destroyed by jnana, and the jnani is not affected by it, just as a lotus leaf is not affected by the water on it. Kincha ye jnaninam stuvanti, bhajanti, archayanti, tan prati jnani kritam agami punyam gacchati. Further, those who praise, worship and adore the jnani, to them go the results of the good actions done by the jnani. Ye jnaninam nindanti, dvishanti, dukkha pradhanam kurvanti, tan pratignyani kritam sarvam agami kriyamanam yadavachyam karma papatmakam tadgacchati. Those who abuse, hate or cause pain or sorrow to a jnani, to them go the results of the sinful actions done by the jnani. Tatha chatmavik samsaram tirtva brahmanandam ihaiva prapnoti. Thus, the knower of the self, having crossed the samsara, attains the supreme bliss here itself. Tarati shokam atmavit iti shrutehe. The Shruti affirms the knower of the self goes beyond all sorrows. Ganum yajatu va kashyam shvapachasya गृहेथ वा ज्ञानसम्प्राप्तिसमये मुक्तासौ निगताशयः इति स्मृतेश्च. Let the jnani cast his body in Kashi, the sacred place, or in the house of a dog eater, that is Chandala. It is immaterial because at the time of gaining the knowledge itself, he is liberated, being freed from all results of actions. So assert the Smritis too. Iti tatva bodha prakaranam samaptam. Thus ends the prakarana called tatva bodha. Om. Kshama prarthana. Yadaksharapadabhrashtam matrahinam tu yadbhavet tatsarvam kshamyatam deva narayana namostute. Visarga bindu matrani पदपादाक्षराणि च न्यूनानि चातिरिक्तानि क्षमस्व पुरुषोत्तमा. ॐ